She suffers from such a rare disorder of being unable to just be a human.
I feel like it's pretty safe to say that Meghan Markle is like a pathological liar.
Why does she struggle so much with humanity?
She has done the world premiere episode of actually being on someone else's podcast.
She can't even act like herself. I've never seen someone that struggles to just give us like one strip of authenticity.
I just feel like at this point, she's gotten a lot of opportunities to like tell us something interesting. You're dying to tell us stuff, but like none of it has any substance to it.
I'm a very accepting person. Truly, I want to like something about her. I'm searching for something to like about her.
You know, she also had to tell us at the Time 100 thing that she's the happiest she's ever been. How many people do you know?
So beautiful.
Oh, I don't know. I wasn't expecting that one.
I have to convince you that they're the happiest that they've ever been in their life. This is all just Meghan Markle's stage. We're expected to buy it.
Sure you are.
Yeah, they're just it's just so great. This is why it's so nice to not have makeup on. Thank you.
She wants us to believe that she went from being a D-list actress from a show that nobody that I know watched, Suits, okay, to becoming Martha Stewart in 3 years. Like, this is totally authentic.
The one thing she is dying to sell to us is relatability. The one thing she is dying for more than anything is for us to love her. And she can't get it across the finish line.
Candace Owens has unleashed a scathing critique against Meghan Markle following her appearance on the Jamie Kern-Lima Show podcast, accusing the Duchess of Sussex of orchestrating a meticulously curated PR stunt rather than offering genuine vulnerability.
I think you did very well lasting that long. I mean, it is so, that is enough to make you go to the toilet. I've got to say, you know, it is revolting. That woman is just something else.
Owens labeled Markle as a pathological liar and exhausting, suggesting that her attempts to appear authentic were nothing more than scripted performances designed to elicit sympathy and bolster her brand.
What was up with the no makeup? That had to be an intentional
That's
move.
another thing. And it's bullshit. She had the hair blown out. It was perfect. I do not believe that she was makeup free there. She didn't have eye makeup on, which is a different thing. But that's her being relatable, Dave.
Yeah,
She's
right.
relatable,
The
you
intentional
see?
relatable.
Yeah.
Meghan's much-publicized tearful moments during the podcast, where she appeared without makeup and read heartfelt letters to her children, were billed as her most authentic look yet, but Owens and many critics weren't convinced.
Editing all the time-coded notes for season 2 of With Love, Meghan, and then being in edits for the podcast and making...
Social media erupted with accusations of Markle's emotional displays being staged for maximum impact, with users branding her tearful vulnerability as crocodile tears.
And being a mom and a wife and a friend.
Yes, the work ethic must just be grueling. Writing social media captions, deciding what she's going to wear.
Owens questioned how someone living in extreme privilege and luxury could struggle so profoundly with authenticity, mocking her attempts to reinvent herself from a D-list actress to a lifestyle mogul akin to Martha Stewart in just 3 years.
But she said she was in the trenches. She alludes to being in the trenches when she was in the British royal family. Girl, you lived in a castle. Like, you got a princess title.
Critics on platforms like X called her vulnerability a calculated act, noting how every detail, from her bare face to her tearful expressions, seemed choreographed to craft a narrative of relatability.
You know, Meghan, how are you? And are you okay?
That's so kind. I am. I'm better than okay.
Owens wasn't alone in her critique. Major UK outlets like the Daily Mail and the Daily Telegraph slammed Markle's appearance as despicable, pathetic, and self-obsessed, accusing her of leveraging her royal status for clicks and sympathy.
How are you?
I know you always make it about me.
Social media users also ridiculed her attempts to appear hardworking and relatable, particularly when she spoke about juggling her lifestyle brand, Netflix projects, and motherhood.
Your husband just shared publicly, I'm so happy for my wife and fully support absolutely everything she's done.
Despite living a life of immense privilege, Markle's podcasting journey, which began with a $20 million Spotify deal to produce uplifting content, was equally criticized.
And continues to do.
When did he say that?
This week. It's everywhere in the press. Yeah, it's beautiful.
That's sweet.
Her series Archetypes, featuring celebrities like Serena Williams and Mariah Carey, was widely condemned as self-indulgent and overscripted. Despite heavy promotion, the series flopped, resulting in Spotify cutting ties in 2023.
Harry, again, find your balls. Wherever they are, find them.
Critics argued that Meghan and Harry showed little genuine effort, dismissing the podcast as the most self-congratulatory 57 minutes of audio you'll hear all year. Host Jamie Kern-Lima did not escape the backlash either. Her delivery, marked by high-pitched enthusiasm, was described as painfully rehearsed and forced, leading many to question if the entire interview was a staged production. Lima's constant praise and mirroring of Markle's emotional cues led to accusations that she was acting as a scripted cheerleader rather than a genuine interviewer. Viewers likened the interview to a PR-driven spectacle rather than a heartfelt conversation. Meghan's Netflix series With Love Meghan also faced heavy scrutiny, with celebrity chef Jameson Stocks, who once cooked for King Charles, labeling it terrible and painful to watch for its sluggish pace and lack of authenticity. Stocks claimed he declined a Netflix offer to consult on the show, predicting it would feel contrived and artificial. He bluntly suggested that Markle should return to acting, as her portrayal of a lifestyle entrepreneur seemed disingenuous. Audience reactions to the Netflix series were overwhelmingly negative. The show, which portrays Meghan hosting friends at her California estate, was criticized as a hollow ego trip with little substance. Critics described it as gormless, pointless, and an exercise in narcissism, with Variety calling it a Monteceto ego trip not worth taking. Viewer ratings mirrored these sentiments, with a dismal 2.4 out of 10 on IMDb and just 11% on Rotten Tomatoes, where users complained it wasn't even enjoyable to hate watch. Social media critics further lambasted Markle's attempts to sell her no makeup and sweatpants aesthetic as symbols of authenticity. Skeptics accused her of manufacturing this image to seem relatable, arguing that her team likely curated her natural glow for PR purposes. Owens and others mocked the notion that someone living in luxury could present herself as a hard-working, struggling entrepreneur, accusing her of being out of touch with reality. Owens concluded her critique by asserting that Meghan's narrative of hard work and vulnerability is nothing more than a calculated victim act. Owens and other media commentators argued that Markle's continuous portrayal of herself as a relatable figure fighting against adversity is both disingenuous and part of a broader PR strategy to maintain public sympathy and relevance. Despite her efforts, critics believe that Meghan's polished PR stunts only underscore her disconnection from the average person, solidifying her image as a celebrity clinging to relevance through fabricated vulnerability. Despite Meghan Markle's continuous efforts to rebrand herself as a relatable and hardworking entrepreneur, critics argue that her lavish lifestyle and carefully curated media appearances only serve to highlight the disconnect between her narrative and reality. Candace Owens' scathing commentary, along with widespread social media backlash, underscores a growing skepticism about Meghan's authenticity, with many believing her emotional displays are nothing more than strategic PR maneuvers aimed at garnering sympathy and maintaining public interest. The consistent criticism from media outlets, celebrities, and online platforms reflects a broader sentiment that Meghan's attempts to craft a narrative of struggle and resilience fall flat in the face of her immense privilege. Whether it's her failed Spotify deal, her Netflix series criticized for its artificiality, or her heavily staged podcast appearance, public perception seems increasingly immune to the Duchess's attempts to reshape her image. As the criticisms continue to mount, it remains to be seen whether Meghan will shift her strategy or double down on her current approach in the pursuit of public sympathy and relevance.